Hello everyone. Hope you all are doing well. You're listening to Tales and Stories. Today's story is The Cursed Shadow, a chilling tale that will leave you on edge. So, sit back and get ready for the suspense. This is part 1, The Echoing Voice in the Darkness. The darkness of the night had engulfed the entire forest. Fear and silence reigned everywhere. The rustling of the leaves felt as if someone was stealthily approaching me. I had been wandering in this desolate forest for 2 days. Hunger and thirst had weakened my body, but something far more terrifying was the eerie silence that crept over my nerves with each passing moment. Suddenly, an unusual sound echoed through the stillness. It was a faint sob, like someone moaning in pain. At first, I dismissed it as a figment of my imagination, but when the sound persisted, an uneasy feeling started to build inside me. My heart began pounding violently. It felt as if someone was desperately waiting for help, or worse, deliberately trying to lure me in. Gathering my courage, I cautiously stepped towards the source of the sound. With each step, it felt like the ground beneath me was sinking, as if the forest itself was ready to swallow me whole. Every shadow seemed alive, every tree hiding something unseen. I stopped and looked around, but all I could see was darkness. Finally, I reached the spot where the sound was coming from. In front of me lay an old, decrepit wooden box. The sound was coming from inside it. With trembling hands, I tried to open the box, but it was tightly sealed, as if someone had deliberately locked it away. I had no tools with me, so I picked up a rock and began striking the box with force. With every hit, the sobs inside grew louder. It felt as if someone inside was writhing in agony. Suddenly, a strange whisper brushed against my ears, like someone standing right behind me, murmuring something. I turned around abruptly, but there was nothing. Struggling to steady my racing heartbeat, I struck one final blow with all my strength. The lid of the box burst open with a loud crack. What I saw inside drained the life from my body. A frail, emaciated girl lay inside. Her wide eyes were filled with terror, and her body was soaked in blood, as if she had been brutally tortured. Deep bruises covered her wrists and ankles, and her breaths were growing weaker. She looked as though she was taking her last. Suddenly, the girl turned her lifeless, hollow eyes towards me and whispered in a chilling voice, "Leave this place, he is coming." Cold sweat dripped down my hands. Who? Who is coming? I stammered. The girl didn't answer. Tears welled in her eyes instead. Summoning my courage, I lifted her in my arms. She was as light as a broken doll. Then, somewhere in the distance, amidst the darkness of the forest, the dry leaves rustled beneath unseen footsteps. My trembling gaze shot forward. There was nothing in sight. Or maybe something was there, but I just couldn't see it. I looked around desperately for help, but the forest felt devoid of any life apart from us. I had no food, no water. My own condition was deteriorating, but now another life had become my responsibility. I couldn't abandon her. With determination, I began searching for water. After some time, I found a small pond. Using a large leaf, I scooped some water and brought it to the girl's lips. As soon as the water touched her mouth, her erratic breathing began to steady. For a moment, I felt relief. Perhaps she would recover now. But I was terribly wrong. The moment I placed my hand on her face, she began to tremble violently. Suddenly, strange black lines started to appear on her skin, as if some sinister shadow was taking over her. Her eyes turned a ghostly white, and faint whispers escaped her lips, words I couldn't comprehend. What is happening? I stumbled backward in horror. The girl slowly turned her head towards me. Her lips parted, and she uttered a sentence that sent a chill down my spine. "He is watching us." The rustling of the wind carried the sound of footsteps once again. I froze. Were we really alone in this forest? Or was someone watching our every move? And if he was truly watching us, then who was he? The story continues. Subscribe to Tales and Stories and turn on the notifications to catch the next part. Stay tuned for more thrilling tales.